TV, the latest segment on the Easy Talk. Yes, it's Friday. It's the flagship show. It's a full house. But I tell you what, we've got the first lady of Canon 4 TV here, and we are so excited for this one. And also, we've got like a Central and South America theme as well. We've got Aldric. Aldric, how are you, my friend?
How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine, and I hope that everyone on the channel is happy as I am because that's what I can tell you. I can say nothing wrong. I'm more than happy with our current situation.
I wonder why that is. Anyway, Jonathan, Colombia,
Hey, my
out of
friend.
Colombia. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, today I'm with the Colombian shirt. No, it's the but it looks like one. I'm happy to be here, to be back. It's always a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure for me to know Angs.
Fantastic. Well, again, it's always a pleasure to have each and every one of you on the channel. And First Lady, actually host of the Thursday Night Football Show. We had a little technical problems, which means it couldn't go live. But Ange, it doesn't matter. You are here with us, or we are here with you, Ange. How has your week been, Ange? We can't hear you. Can't hear you. I think you're on mute, Ange. Oh, oh dear. What's happened there? You see? We are going live. Technical
It's
problem.
a live show.
It's
It's
a
a
live
live
show.
show.
Can't hear you, Ange. Oh no. Ange, if you can reconnect, okay? I'm gonna come out, and then try and reconnect. All right, okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna be talking about the striker department. The striker department. Now, Aldric, Jonathan, we put a poll on the channel, and it seemed to kind of annoy certain people. The question was, is Balogun a better striker than Eddie Nketiah? And I just asked the question. So I'm going to go straight to Aldric. Is
Yeah.
Balogun a better striker than Nketiah?
They have to let him be. He's just starting. He's like he's being on loan in chasing minutes. He's taking advantage of it, but we have to let him grow. We have to let him establish himself as a player. We can tell that if he's a better forward than Eddie next season. I hope that they are fighting the place with Jesus. But right now, I cannot make an even a comparison between those two because their current situations are totally different. We have to take advantage and hoping that Balogun stays on that form so we can get him on preseason starting and he's been fighting for his place. That's what we want. He's from
Mm,
Hale End, and that's part of our process. We are growing as a team, but also letting the players from our academy to grow with us too. So I think that right now he's not better than Eddie. His form is better at this very moment, but he's not better. We have to let him grow. It's too soon, like to try to make any type of comparison.
mm. First Lady, is
Yeah.
Balogun better than Nketiah?
Right, first of all, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, I could be really controversial and say, yes, of course, he is bringing back now, but I'm not going to be silly because, yeah, it's the French league. And as Arteta would say, let him cook. He's doing really well. He's having the time of his life.
Mm,
Yeah, leave him there. And let's see what happens in the summer.
right.
Because Eddie is doing pretty good at the moment. So he's got to fight for a place when he comes back, isn't he?
Yeah. And were you one of those doubters about Eddie Nketiah, whether he could cut it in the first
Yeah.
team?
Yeah, I was
Mm,
initially, and I'd just like to say I never spread any hatred whatsoever about him. But yeah, of course, I was doubtful. But well, to be honest, once he signed that contract, I thought, right, get behind the player, let's go for it. And yeah, the biggest factor is you need to start him, and he needs to play consistently, doesn't he?
yeah.
And he's proven that. So
Okay.
Well, hopefully prove it tomorrow. No, but that's
so, and before I go to Jonathan, so God forbid if we were to receive another injury with our strikers, you don't think there would be any reason to recall Balogun? There's no reason at all.
Well, I'm kind of okay because Jesus should be coming back fairly soon. We're looking sort of hopefully March sometime. I'm not going to be over optimistic. I mean, obviously we all read stuff, hear stuff. I think if we got him back beginning of March, that'd be brilliant. All right, worst scenario, if Jesus doesn't make the progress, Balogun gets an injury, then yeah, we'll have to recall him because I can't say anyone in the academy could step. Of course, they can't step up. They're not used to playing Premier League football, are they?
Yeah. But that would be an absolute extreme situation for us to recall Balogun. Yeah. All right, Jonathan, thoughts? Nketiah,
Yeah,
not as good as Balogun.
it's funny. First of all, I always love Balogun's name because it's similar to the team, so it's very referring to Arsenal, to the Gunners. So I have been following his career. No, I don't think so. It's funny also because in this week, for the people who plays FIFA and PlayStation and everything, football and PlayStation, this week they launched both players in the future star players. So the conversation and this discussion is not only here in the shows, it's always in the PlayStation of some people, in the Xbox of some people, in the in the game. So they launched the future stars cards, and Balogun is there with a 87 points, and Nketiah with 89 points. So there is a discussion, and now I think so. I think Nketiah is a better striker in this moment. Balogun is playing so well and is developing his career. I think he's preparing himself for to come back to the Arsenal in order to compete with Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah. I think we have three good options. We have a happy problem in this moment, or Arteta has a happy problem for next season in order to choose who will play in which moment. But that is great for us. That's saying that I think we don't need another striker for the next season if Balogun keeps playing as he's playing. Remember that Saliba is coming from the French league, and it works very well. Maybe Tavares also is doing a great job, but it's the French league, and we are playing in the Premier League, so they have to compete in the Premier League next season.
Yeah, that's a good
Just a
point.
point.
Yeah.
I am in Mexico in this moment, not in Colombia, because
Okay.
I'm working here in Mexico, and you can hear maybe something. This is Mexico. If you don't hear it, don't worry. It's people in the streets. It's very
Okay.
funny in Mexico. Regards to the Arsenal Mexico supporters.
Okay.
We will
Fantastic.
see in this month. We will see in this month in order to watch a game.
Okay. Before I go to Prosper, Prosper is now back. You bring up a big point about Tavares, and he's also starting to score goals. Did we play him in the wrong position when he played for Arsenal, Jonathan?
I don't think so. I think it's a matter of the momentum, of the age of the moment, and maybe in this moment is with the mentality. I think he's with the confidence. I think he has the opportunity to do it. So I don't think is a matter of the external situation. I think it's more about his internal confidence, his internal mentality, and in this moment and in the future, in the next year, it will be better for sure. Or I hope to, but it's in the way. It's in the correct way.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Prosper, are you with us? Or are you with the Woolwich? Can you hear
Now?
us?
Yes,
Okay, good.
I can hear you. I hope the network stays like this.
Okay, let's see. So let's go to you finally in regards to Balogun and Nketiah. Is Balogun a better striker than Eddie Nketiah? Surely. And he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. It's going to be one of those shows, isn't it? Aldrich, can I ask you a quick question in regards to Martinelli finally signed his contract, but we still don't have
Yes,
Saka.
yes. In fact, well, this jersey, it has his name at the back. I was so happy. I even had it in my hands the day that they announced his signing. That's perfect. That's unbelievable. It's something that we didn't live in a long time. If you take a look after we left Highbury to the Emirates, we're having issues by keeping our best players and if we keep them, there was a long process for them to sign. Just to give an example, it would be like Theo Walcott's example, or at the time with Oxley Chamberlain or Ramsey, if we talk about that era. Now Martinelli is a key player for the project. He has been developing himself in our team in a great way. The fact that we are giving an extension to one of our best players, that means that the process is going well. We're about to talk now about this with Saka and with Saliba too. So those are like the main players, and if they are signing in, it's because they believe on what Arteta is creating, and they are seeing it themselves on their current form in the Premier League. I'm very happy to see that now in our team. Like, we don't have to talk about a player that it's about with a contract that is about to expire in a couple of months, and we don't know if he's going to stay, and he is one of our key players or being part of the first 11. Now we don't have to talk about it, and we have to celebrate the fact that our key players wants to stay at Arsenal.
Yeah,
Now,
and
now,
actually,
now,
go-
now we need a picture as the English court. Do you remember that picture? Do you
Oh
remember that
yes,
picture?
yes,
Yes, with
that it
Arsene
was
Wenger
even at the
behind,
Emirates.
Gibbs,
Yeah,
Wilshere. Yes, and now we need that, but with Saka, Saliba. I
Martinelli.
wanted to see their Martinelli, but Martinelli is in this moment clear, so I'm happy. But now we need Saka and Saliba in that picture with Arteta behind them.
yeah.
i-
So
it's gonna
Please,
be it's
Arteta.
gonna be positive on that matter with them, because they said that they are happy on the team, and I think that they're gonna sign an extension.
yeah, yeah. For you, Ange, are you worried that Saliba might not sign a contract just yet, or ever? Are you worried, Ange? Right. I think her signal has also dropped out as well. It's going to be one of those shows, isn't it? Oh
No, it's speaking.
no,
We
we,
lost
we-
you again.
yeah, we can't hear
Yeah, I
you.
think that we lost
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Dearie me, it's never going to be one of those shows. Oh my goodness. All right.
But
Okay.
no problem. But yes, it's a good moment for us to celebrate those kind of things. It's because it's a false reality. It's so different on what we're used to, that we have to be happy on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ange, if Arsenal do not win the Premier League, would it be a massive disappointment? I say if Arsenal do not win the Premier League, would it be a massive disappointment? Ange,
Yeah,
can you hear me, Ange? Yeah. Would it be a massive disappointment if Arsenal don't win the Premier League? Yeah.
appointment for
Oh dear. Yeah, it's going to be one of those.
No, she
All
she
right.
has to.
Yeah. Jonathan, massive disappointment if Arsenal do not win the Premier League?
I
If.
don't know. Look. The goals were clear when we started the season. We agree that the goals were clear. Top four, come back to Champions League. Now we are in position and we are in the title race. But there is a long way in front of us. I think. I think it depends on how we lost it, because I don't think in this moment it will be a massive disappointment. I think the disappointment could be if we lost it in a bad way. But if we keep fighting and we still will be fighting until the end, as we are fighting and we as we are playing, I think it will not be disappointed. Of course, always is disappointing, but I think it's more the matter is more about the mood, the form, the way. If 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 we lost, no, not the clear, not the point, is the way, the process. I hope to see the the team playing as we are playing, the team together as we are together, and if we keep that mentality and maybe we don't win the Premier League, I think we can take that as a reinforcement for the next season. So it depends on how we lost it.
But
If uh,
but Jonathan Aldrich, none of you would believe that we would have been top of the league. Did you see this was going to happen, Aldrich? Did you really
Anulo
believe?
Mufa, Anulo Mufa, first of all.
Mm.
I
Well,
will tell you. Sorry, Alex. I will tell you. Anulo Mufa is like a Kabbalah or a phrase that we use in Spanish in order
Mm.
to avoid to send bad look to the team.
All
So
right.
Argentina, all the Argentinians or the people from Argentina use said Anulo Mufa during
Alamufa.
the World Championship. Mufa is like salt or bad look. So Anulo Mufa.
Okay.
Just sorry,
Okay.
sorry. Is needed. Is needed.
Aldrich.
no problem. Now, I will be honest. None
I'll
of
be
us,
honest, please.
none of us thought that we would be fighting for the league. The last program, when I assisted before the Premier League started, one thing that I said is that we were our main enemies. That our one of the things that we have to change was the consistency, and that has been the key for us to be at top of the league. When we lost against Manchester United, we bounced back the best way possible, and that depends on how we're gonna confront the defeats. If we want to win the Premier League, we will have, like, if there is another loss, we have to dot off our shoulders and continue with the next game. And that's the mentality that I've been seeing. Something that I liked at the very beginning of the season, when everybody was saying that, okay, we want top four, we want champions, that Zinchenko and Jesus came to say, stop saying that, we want the league, we can win the
Yeah.
league, we can win the league. And it became a reality. They said at the beginning of the season, even before we thought that we were going to be in that good run,
Hmm.
and it's a reality. Now that it's happening, I will answer like the previous question that you made. It would be a disappointment for us, because right now we can see a team that plays with their heart. It's a team that if we lose, we are happy with on what we are seeing on the team during the season. It's not like we're losing and we don't see uh, the players doing a bounce back, or we can see like their body language. They are committed. They are committed. We do see also that on the fans during this season. That's something completely strange and different, but I like that vibe. That means that we are all on the same road,
Yeah.
and if we don't win it, it's gonna be a massive disappointment, because of the performance of the team is showing since the very first match. So
Mhm.
honestly, I think that we are going to win it after that game
Anulo
against
Mufa.
United. I said that I was sure that we would continue on that good form, that good run for us to win the league. But that will be the main key, that for us to be able to bounce back if we lose, that we're gonna lose. I know that we're gonna lose more games. So if we continue the good form and keep winning, I think that we will talking about a future celebration.
Mm. All right, and so I'm going to pose the question to you again, Ange. If Arsenal do not win the Premier League, would it be a massive disappointment? Because I never thought I would see Arsenal top the league. I never thought it was going to happen this season.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, the momentum, we've all bought into it now. Let's be blunt, it's going to be the next couple of matches that are going to determine whether we're going to keep this lead, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
For me personally, if we don't win it, like you said, I was never expecting them to. So this is a real added bonus, but I'm about keeping it real. Look, we're going to get Champions League, whatever, and everybody wants that Champions League. Yeah, of course it'd be absolutely brilliant. It really would. But if it don't happen, I'm not going to break down over it. I'm really not. Maybe a little bit sad, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
But most important, with the quality players we've got, as long as they can. All right, last week was a blip, just Sean Dyche could have Everton. I rather like him actually. That's the worst of it. But I certainly didn't like him last weekend. He got a tune out of him, didn't he? And our boys weren't ready for it. But it's what it is. Hopefully, they'll be better against Brentford.
Yeah. But you know, Ange, I think in the totality, the bigger picture is when you look at the kind of players that we had at Arsenal, the Aubameyangs, the Mesut Ozils, the Deadwood. He was able to remove that negative part of Arsenal, and he's got the players brought into his philosophy. And on top of that, the fans are enjoying what they're seeing so far. So he's done quite well, but we have to win major trophies, and still beautiful football is one thing, but we've got to win some major trophies with this style of football and the players that we have, I think.
Yeah. Well, we're out the FA Cup. I still class that as a main trophy.
Yeah.
Not the Carabao, but the FA Cup. So that was great. That was actually a great disappointment to me, but I wasn't surprised, if I'm honest. That didn't surprise me sadly. So let's go for the title. But hope it happens. Best I can say.
Yeah. Aldrich, the second topic we're going to talk about is actually about the defeat. Everton, Sean Dyche's Everton team, 1-0. How are Arsenal going to bounce back from that game there, Aldrich?
That was like our worst performance of the season so far, because now we saw something different, but that's good. If there is a chance, or if there is a specific moment for us to be able to slip up, is this one for us to be able to know exactly what needs to be corrected and play differently on the upcoming games. I don't see us losing tomorrow. And after this loss that we have against Everton, I know for sure that they view the game and they saw exactly on what they failed. Even Arteta has to be conscious that the changes that he made for Martinelli and Partey, they weren't good. So, well, it was a mistake. He has to move on and make sure, like, I will talk about Everton's game. Odegaard has like his worst game in the season. If he is the one that is not playing well, I know that he's the captain. I know that he can make something different or an extra pass to change the game. But if he is not even showing like those sparks of magic that he shows on every game, then it doesn't have to be a problem to change him to be the first change if he is not playing well. It's not like he's gonna be mad, or he's sending like the proper message to the team, because once the Partey change came in, the team went down. I will have changed even Chaka instead of Partey on that game on how he was playing, but they will bounce back. I know that they will bounce back. We have like the proper team, and I know like with the proper mentality we will be able like to defeat Brentford tomorrow, and it will be at least 3 or 4-1 for tomorrow's score. I know.
Jonathan, your face. Aldrich, very, very quickly. Was it Erdogan had a bad game, or was it because the way that Everton played? They did not give any of the players any time and space on the ball, and as I understand it as well, the pitch wasn't in the best condition. So was it the
It,
fact
it,
that Everton did that, or Erdogan had just a
it was both. It was both because I will have to say that Everton was playing like their final. It was
yeah,
a final for them. They
yeah,
were showing up to his new manager, so the conditions were in favor of Everton on that mentality thinking. Like the players had to earn their spot, and it was like their first game with a new manager, so they had to play with everything they had.
yeah,
Um, I will give credit to Everton because they played their game. They took us out of our strategy,
hmm,
and there wasn't like a plan B for us to do something different on what it was meant to be on at the beginning of the game. But it was those two things. Everton played very well, and Odegaard wasn't in his day.
yeah, yeah. For you, Jonathan, how do you think Arsenal will bounce back from the Everton defeat?
The first thing is that we had a discussion in Arsenal Colombia, a big discussion, and everybody was sending words to Odegaard, Chaka, everybody. It doesn't matter. But the main point at the end of the discussion was, hey, we are playing Premier League, and we were playing against a team who is playing the relegation, a team with a new coach, and that is a lot of energy sometimes. A team that in the last matches has been winning us or defeating us. So it's Premier League. So we are not playing against I don't know, with 11 players that doesn't know how to play. We are playing to competitors, to people against a big team. Um and that's the reason they won. We lost, obviously, but they won. For me, they won. They played a good game. They read the match. They read our Odegaard. They read our players. That is worry for me, because I think that some coaches and in the position we are, some things are watching our games, are watching the way that we play, and are
Yeah,
starting to feel how we play. I think it's important, if we want to bounce back for Arteta, to looking for different ways to play, to start playing, because
mm,
he can change the players in the middle of the game. He can change everything, and he can change the strategy. But I think some teams are starting to know how we play from the beginning. And if we don't start winning, of if we don't start push so strong, maybe they can use that reading of our game against us. So I think it's good for Arteta also to see different ways to play, and I think the way that we can bounce back against tomorrow, against that big contender, is playing different. I don't
yeah,
know.
There is
Want because
something.
I don't want because sorry, just
Don't
one
worry.
thing, Beck. I don't want because I love the way we play, because I love the players, the principal players, the 11 players that everybody, we all know what are the squad. We all know.
yeah,
Nketiah, Martinelli,
yeah,
Saka, Odegaard, Shaka,
yeah,
Partey, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, and White and Ramsey. We all know that, and the other teams already know that. So maybe playing with a surprise. That is the form for me, to bounce back, or playing with a lot of energy in the first 10 minutes. That are
Uh,
the two different. Sorry, Aldrich, you.
No, no, no worries. You're right on what you're saying, but I think that we do make changes on our strategy. We did that against Everton. The thing is that they played very well. They defended very well. There is one thing I saw on this Everton game that I noticed that it didn't happen on previous games. Like for example, you see in our front three, if something is not working fine, you see Eddie going as a left wing, Martinelli going as the center, and
Yeah.
changing places between
Yeah.
Saka, Martinelli, and Eddie. I didn't see that even Odegaard. Odegaard loves to do that. Like if even Saka or Martinelli does those changes, Odegaard does the same. Instead of playing off number 10, he stays as number 8, and they keep changing their positions. I didn't see that against Everton. I think that's the thing that went missing. That the spark that they have that initiative of doing those kind of changes during the game, so we can improve. And it happened before. For example, the game against United when we won, we saw that they were constantly changing positions but keep pushing, and that's something that didn't happen against Everton.
But Aldrich, very, very quickly, but then surely does it not go back to the transfer window where probably we could have brought another winger, possibly we could have gone for another striker, and definitely we should have gone for a central defensive midfielder. So when Saka is not firing, when Martinelli is not quite there, you can look to the bench and say, right, well, at least these players will come on the pitch and provide Arsenal with something different. And that's been a complaint about Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, that he has only a plan A. There is no plan B. That's the problem.
It's because of the injuries. It's because of the injuries. We bought Trossard and Jorginho. Unfortunately, they came in on our worst game, but it was because of that. Because if you saw Trossard, the first game that he came in, he made something different. He showed something different.
Yeah.
But this was a brand new game, and the team wasn't playing with the same. They weren't that intense and playing that well. Now, we do have the plan B on the bench. Trossard can play as a left wing or right wing, so it allows us to make those type of changes. If Saka or Martinelli is not working, well, they are not working well. But I think is that they have like to do these kind of things that they've been doing the whole season of making changes on their position, play freely instead of being annoying, because that's something that we have to cheer on Arteta and the players. We receive a goal and we bounce back right away after we concede a goal. That's something that we were always complaining during the past season, that it changed this one. It was a bad game, but that doesn't mean that the season will look like that at all. Or even if a team is defending with 10 players, I know that there is a strategy for us, and we do have the players both on the starting 11 and on the bench to make those changes. We need to be just a bit patient. I think like in a month from now, we will have Smith Rowe and Jesus with us, and you will see that everything will be different if they are recovered properly. They are willing to play now. They are hoping so they can be considered, but the same Arteta is saying that he wants to be sure that they are coming back properly, and that's something that we have also to cheer on, because we used to pressure our key players on past seasons, and they ended up worse, and we are unable to use them the full season. Now we just need to be patient for a couple of weeks, and I know that we will have enough squad to win the Premier League.
And Arsenal need to bounce back after the Everton defeat.
Oh, that's easy. Arteta's going to have one of his light bulb moments like he did in the what do we call it, Amazon thing. Draw one of his funny little drawings with a heart and a brain. What's his Stuart McFarlane? He's I won't say what he says to them. Yeah, it's all going to be very motivational. Actually, what Arsenal are very clever at, we kind of know what goes on behind the scenes, but and I very much enjoy the training photos. So everybody's looking really good, they're training well, everybody's gelling. I don't think bouncing back's going to be the problem. I think it's more, I personally think, like it's just been said, get a strong team on first of all, and then when you want to start get the initial goal or whatever, hopefully a couple of goals, because it won't be easy, because you've got that Tony chat and what have you. but get a couple of goals, and then if need be, make some substitutes, rest them up. But he's got to go strong.
Yeah,
And I like
absolutely.
that almost bit of like free flowing football, you know, where they can move about, and I think that unsettles the other teams, especially when you got Saka on form and Martinelli. Well, all of them actually. It unsettles them. So that's what I'd want him to do.
But Ange, you know, is there not an argument that Arteta only has a plan A? We only have one style of play, and that is the Arsenal way. But when our backs are against the wall, he's not able to change the plan A because there's no plan B.
Yeah, well, that's been shown in some of his substitutions, hasn't it? Basically, yeah, I get that. I do get that. Well, one hopes we don't have to get to that tomorrow.
Yeah,
go out all blazing, do the business, because that's when Arsenal play best, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it certainly didn't happen at Everton, but I think they were really taken. I think the players really underestimated Everton, personally.
Yeah. Okay, anyone's just watching, we're just talking about Arsenal needing to bounce back, and whether, I don't know, Balogun is a better striker than Eddie Nketiah. I'm not sure. We'll have to check out the poll. Anyway, let's go into the live chat just for the first time before we go into the third and final topic. And we've got the English Conversation Club who says hello, and hello to you as well. And then we've got Emerson, Alan, Cozier. Is that Colombia or is that Costa Rica? And no. Okay, I don't know.
That doesn't ring a bell to me.
No. Okay, all right. He says, I agree with Ange. No one from the academy will not make that step up in the striker department for the remainder of the season. Then he goes on to say, regarding Saka or Saliba signing a new contract, I personally think it is a matter of time before they both sign. Okay, I'll see then. Conversation Up comes back and says that we cannot take any games for granted. Aldrich and Jonathan.
That's right, and we're not. Talking on my personal perspective on what I'm seeing on the team, I know that they will bounce back, and it's because of the present of the team. It's not because I'm a gunner, and because of course we all want the team to win, but I'm saying it based on what they're showing on the pitch. And we are playing at the Emirates. It's been a fortress in there, so there is a lot of an advantage for us to be able to take out the 3 points tomorrow.
Yeah, Jonathan, very quickly, your thoughts about the players that Arsenal eventually got through in the January transfer window: Trossard, Kiowa, and who's the other player? I can't remember the other player.
Kiwi breaks some records, right?
Yeah, he did apparently.
I always say kiwi in our with our colleagues. Kiwi is a fruit. Kiwi and Kiwi breaks some records. I didn't expect anything from him, and he started not in the field, but he's starting to show who he is. Trossard, I love it. I only are cautious with his personality. I hope Arteta has a great conversation with him because he didn't end well with Brighton, and I don't like that kind of things. And neither for a team who is commanding Arteta, because Arteta is a person who has demonstrated to follow the values, to show respect. So I hope Arteta spoke with him and solved that matter. I hope to do not have anything similar in our team. Jorginho, he in this moment he has the Arsenal shirt, so all my respect and support for him. But in that moment when I knew about his entrance without his shirt in his chest, I didn't like it because you know my opinion regarding players from Chelsea. You know my opinion, and I don't like that. But in this moment, he's an Arsenal player, so all my support, my respect.
Yeah, but Jonathan, you say that, but he's won almost everything: Champions League, Europa League.
Yeah. hope I remember you some players similar, David Luiz, Peter Sech. I remember you
All right, okay.
some players. I remember I didn't like it, Peter Sech. Never, never. So everybody could say, nah, he did great teams. Nah, 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 nah. Maybe if he, maybe without him, we can get better things. But nobody knows about it. But I don't like Chelsea players coming from to Arsenal. But Jorginho, my respect and my support while you have the cheer. So I hope you shut my mouth.
Okay.
That nah, he's a great player. He's a great player. Do not confuse that. It's just because he's coming from Chelsea. I don't like anything from Chelsea. Anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jonathan, before I go back into the live chat, you mentioned about the way that Trossard didn't leave in a good way from Brighton. Moises Caicedo, Brighton, wanted to come to Arsenal. He put a message on his social media that he would like to be, released from Brighton. Would you have been happy if he came and signed for Arsenal under that circumstances?
Mm. He played
No.
his cards.
Yeah.
I think it was not a good card. I think
Yeah.
it happens a lot with the South American players. We are very disorganized. We are very rebels. We are very I don't know. We don't have some brain. Our players normally and our not our people. Our players, our sport people, doesn't have a good recommendation from the people who is managing his light out of the field.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I think it was not his fault. I think it's a strategy used by his agent. He didn't play the cards correctly. I think it will be better if they will speak in a different form. It was a desperate situation, and I think now is not good stand with his club. Oh, I don't know how is the situation, but I don't think it's a good situation for him in this moment. There, Moises Caicedo is too young. He didn't
Yeah.
show anything yet. He didn't show a lot. A lot of people say, "Yeah, he played the World Championship. And he has been playing. I don't know, 6 months for Brighton, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year."
Yeah.
And I think 1 year more, maybe I can pay what they request. But in this moment, I think it was a good business for Arsenal to doesn't buy him. But even thinking that Jorginho arrives because of that, and not say Jorginho, a Chelsea players,
Just a player.
a Chelsea player arrived because of that.
Jonathan doesn't like Chelsea players. And Aldric,
No,
Moises Caicedo.
No, well, I agree with Jonathan, and I will say the same about Caicedo and Udrick. We don't have to overpay for unexperienced players. They haven't shown anything, zero, for us to be able to pay that amount of money. That amount of money for a player that is already established on their teams, making a difference. And we don't know, and they are very good players, but they are not. To give you an example, like we bought Alexis Sanchez and he was winning games by himself. That money was well spent. With Caicedo and Mudryk, it's good for us that those kind of things happen because we don't have to overpay. I'm glad that Chelsea came out and did that, and I'm glad that Brighton didn't want to sell that player for the amount that we were willing to pay. If they will have come in, we will be happy, and sure enough, what they did, because they are good players, but they are not that worth it. So I think that we did great on the market by not accepting what the other clubs were asking for.
Yeah. And for you, are you relatively happy with the players that we brought eventually?
Well, yeah, and I totally agree that the price for the other two was too extortionate. Well, one's been playing in the Premier League, but to me, it was just too expensive for, I should argue, the lack of experience that he currently has. And as for the Ukrainian gentleman, all right, he may turn out to be, I'm sure he will be something amazing. But once again, that was just a crazy situation, full stop. And I'm just glad that Arsenal just put their foot down and said no. Sorry, I just don't think it's worth it. You
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, absolutely, completely agree
Happy
with
with
you.
Trossard. Happy with
Yeah,
Trossard. Like Jonathan, I really don't like Chelsea at all. I'm not happy about having I don't like them on many levels, which includes the women. But it's like for
what
another
have they
day.
done to you, Ange?
I really just I'll tell you that story one day actually, but um, actually, one player I did like actually who ended up with David Luiz. I rather like David Luiz.
Didn't like him. Didn't like him.
Mhm.
No.
I like what he did off the pitch.
Yes,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's the only thing I can say about him on the things that he did good to our team.
Yeah, I
did
didn't
have
like
his
him.
moments, but there weren't many. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, his work off the pitch. That's all I can say.
Yeah. All right. Let me just read some more comments in the live chat before we go to the last segment. Prosper, who was supposed to be on the panel, had some problems with his Wi-Fi. He says, "Hi, Canon family. I wish I was part of the show." Lynn Simpson, good evening to you. I hope you're keeping nice and warm and well. Good evening, Alex and guests. Prosper goes on to say that we have become predictable up front, Jonathan.
Hold on.
So,
I didn't say that, and I don't think that is the reality. We are not becoming predictable up front. You can see our numbers. We have goals coming from left, right, center, middle, whatever. Yeah, we have goals with Martinelli, with Nketiah, with Saka, with Odegaard, with Gabriel Jesus. You know, the thing is maybe we are not predictable in that point. We are much more predictable behind them. I think it's behind them because we cannot found the link between the up the front three and the middle and the defense. For me, that is more the problem. If you see the Everton match, we didn't find anything in the link between the two lines, both lines. We didn't have any chances, any opportunity. Well, I don't remember. So I think it's more that the point is that we are but it's not that we don't have ideas. We have the ideas. The matter is that the other teams also plays football. They are there and they are 11 and they have their own ideas, and their ideas in this moment are I think is not playing, is more not letting Arsenal play. That is the idea, and that is great because it shows that we are in an excellent position. Many years ago, when we used to play against Liverpool or Manchester City, our game focused on let and didn't let them play. Now our game is to play, and their play or their style of game is to avoid let us play. So that is good. I don't know if it makes sense for you, but that is good. Now we need to focus in looking for different ways in order to play against that kind of team that knows how we play. I don't know if that makes sense. It's very
yeah,
political. I don't
yeah.
want to say anything very.
Aldric, are we too predictable up front? Saka's on the right, Martinez on the left, and then Nketiah somewhere floating up front. Are we not predictable?
No, not at all.
No,
Not at
no.
all. I think that, like Jonathan mentioned, the opposite teams, what they want is they want to stop us playing. They want us to try to touch more balls on their area. But we're not that predictable. We've been unlucky also with a few chances that we have in front of goal. But I know that with the strategy that we are having during the whole season, once the first goal comes, we don't stop, try to look for the next one and the next one. So what we need to have is like a little bit of luck and like in the first minutes, that's been like something great. We've been scoring in the first 15 minutes in most of the games, so that's what we have to keep pushing to have a good start so we can play the game the way we want to. But we're not that predictable. I don't think so.
Lynn, for you, are we too predictable up front?
I think we lost her again.
Yeah, Lynn.
Sorry,
Sorry, Ange.
sorry. Say that again. Sorry.
Yeah, do you think we've become too predictable up front?
That's an interesting one. To be fair, what do all the other teams get told? And it's certainly so with Everton. They're going to try and chop us down, whatever, aren't they? They're going to go for Saka. They're going to go for Martinelli. You know, so you're going to try and pick those two up. I mean, my goodness, last week, Saka nearly got his eye gouged out. Oh, Martinelli, God, they tried on his. I thought, my God, is he going to get a fractured foot? They're always going to, and Eddie, they're like the Jimmy Jesus. I mean, that guy's never kicked about so much since he come to Arsenal, has he?
But then does that not play into the argument that Arsenal are too predictable? You shut down Bukayo Saka, you doubled you've got 2 players on him, you shut down Erdegaard, and that's it, game over. No?
Not necessarily.
No?
Yeah. How many? Well, it depends how good they are, doesn't it? I mean, I think last week it's not a good analogy. It's how good the other team, and I'm going to argue with Brentford. Yeah. What's his name? Their manager, Danish chap. I mean, they played sometimes. Yeah, Thomas Frank. Actually, somebody else was quite likable, but I just say if we're on full, yeah, they can try and target. I don't. Whoever's going to try and target, say maybe Saka, because he's one of the most obvious, and Martinelli. Yeah, they're going to try and target the key players, but it's whether they're good enough to do it and how good how form our players are. So yeah, maybe we are predictable because, in the sense, that's our strongest lineup, isn't it? I know it goes back to what we were saying earlier, but you've got to put your strongest lineup and just hope.
Yeah.
I got a comment.
It might be an unfair comparison, but you look at Man City. They can interchange, they can change players, they can change the lineup, and almost guarantee a result. Whereas Arsenal, we have just a strong 11. Maybe 1 or 2 players probably can call upon. Emil Smith-Rowe is out injured. Maybe a Trossard, but anything beyond that, you're thinking, right, we are short on quality on the bench. Jonathan, we are short. We are a little bit predictable up front. Go on.
There are 2 points. The first one, we need Emil Smith-Rowe coming back.
Yeah.
We need him. Yep. We need him. He
Yep.
and Trossard and Gabriel Jesus or Nketiah are the difference in these kind of things. If we had the upfront 6, Emil Smith-Rowe, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah, Martinelli, and Saka, it would be different. Second point, the predictable is in the tactics, maybe in the tactics, but no in the technical. Try to stop thinking you and try to stop Saka or try to stop Martinelli. They are
the front
unpredictable.
The front 3, Eddie Nketiah is a player who never rests.
Just he run a lot, but Martinelli and Saka with the ball in their feet are unpredictable. They are unpredictable. You don't know the movement, the next movement in the follow second. You don't know. They can do whatever they want with the ball. So maybe it's predictable in the tactics, but not in the technical in the field. So that is the difference. Maybe Saka, Martinelli can change the game in a moment, but they need the link.
So Jonathan, let me ask you this question then. So you are the manager of Brentford. What are you going to tell your players? What do you tell your players?
Oh, maybe. Oh my God, Brentford is a difficult team. I am afraid that that is not so easy how we can think, because the name, some people in Latam doesn't know some things of the Premier League, but I know them, and it's a difficult thing. Saying that, I think they have to wait, and they have to play they have to wait to see how Arsenal play. They have to content Arsenal the first 15 minutes, and if they can contend the Arsenal the first 15 minutes, is just to try to play with two players always, that Saka, Martinelli has the ball, because I think they can change the game. And Odegaard is different. Is a different point. Odegaard is a different point. I think they have to put him marca personal mark. I think that is the way that I will play against Arsenal. Hey, doesn't listen, Brentford coach. Please go, leave this leave this place.
Aldrin, do you want to say something before we go back in the live chat?
No, I think like the advice that when you asked that question to Jonathan, the first thing that came up in my mind was shove their legs, but no, that's the only way to stop those two players because they are very good. So that will be my advice as a coach. That's why I'm here and not being a coach. But that would be my advice. Shove them up because they are unstoppable.
All right. Lynn says, did anyone see Thomas Frank's press conference today? He said that his team would have to play the best they have ever played to get anything out of this game.
That's right. That's right.
Prosper says he keeps asking Martinelli to go wide, but he is a player who must be given freedom. Every time he plays freely and say goes in the middle, he makes the opposition defense lose shape. That's a good shout, actually. Also, we are no longer attacking from the center, and this is where people look at Eddie as a weak center forward. Look at Everton game; he wasn't given anything to pounce on from the ball feeders. And one more, our moderator, hey up, Guinness says Ashley D. And DWTT is in the house. This is hello, Canal Boy TV. And Ashley says, our plan B, go into panic mode and run around like headless chickens, Ange.
Those were on past seasons, not on this one, but that was the strategy a few seasons ago.
And actually, just one more. Lynn says, I agree, we may not have a plan B, but to be fair, all the other clubs which have a plan B are not at the top of the Premier League. That's a good shout. Well done, Lynn, for that. Really good, really good. So, yeah. The last, I think we've kind of spoken about it, actually. Yeah, the game tomorrow against Brentford at home. Ange, where do you see this one going? I'm not asking you to give me a prediction. Do not give me a prediction if you want.
No, do not do predictions because I never get them right. I just want to see a strong start, get the job done, which obviously
with no injuries.
Yeah, no, that is paramount. No injuries. No injuries. Obviously, it's got to be. I don't want to draw. I want to win because I don't want that silly Tony man putting his silly tweets out again. Sorry, but then my Gabby Fade will retaliate and put something equally good at them. Yeah, just go it strong, get the job done. And also, not that I'm allowed to divulge too much, but it might allow a certain someone to come off the bench tomorrow and get some minutes, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh, quite cryptic there. All right. Okay. All right. Aldric, game tomorrow.
I will be honest. I think that it's gonna be a good game. It's a good game to enjoy. The Premier League is unpredictable. I know that, but again, what I mentioned earlier, I'm based on what I'm seeing on the team the full season. We're at home. We have to bounce back if we want to win the Premier League. Those are the type of games that we have to win. And well, depending on how we show tomorrow, we can say that we are on a good road for the Premier. But it's gonna be a good game. I think that the players wants to bounce back, and they will show a great performance, which it's going to involve lots of goals. I'm pretty sure about it.
Okay, great stuff. Well, unfortunately, I cannot go to Jonathan because Jonathan's I think he's having some problems with
He's
his Wi-Fi.
frozen.
He's
Yeah.
frozen. Has he come back? Let's have a look. No, he's frozen, unfortunately. Right. So I'll give him some more time to come back in whilst I read this last few comments in the live chat. This is some really interesting comments in the live chat. Lynn says, last Saturday, Onana put himself in the shop window. I thought Onana had a brilliant performance. I'm not sure why we didn't go in the market to buy him, Aldric. Ange. Why did we buy Onana?
Sorry, I saw his name sort of come in the mix, and then it all disappeared again. And yeah, this is a guy that people have been raving about. I mean, I don't know how much he would have cost if we'd gone in for him, but probably not nearly as much as the other fella.
I didn't see himself as an Arsenal player until the last days of the window. Um, it was closer to see a name of Caicedo, the Jorginho's name too, but Onana came all of a sudden. He's a good player. He's a very good player that will fit to our system. But I think that it came out all of a sudden because it wasn't like even a name that sounded at the beginning of the season either.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Jonathan, now you are back with us. Can you hear me? Yeah, so
Yes.
we're talking about the game for tomorrow. Where do you see this one going? I'm not asking for a prediction. You don't have to give me a prediction.
I have to give a prediction. It's a bad education to doesn't do it. No, but I don't
If
like
you
to
want
do.
to, go ahead.
You
I
If
want
don't
you
to?
don't
like to
want
make
to,
predictions because the
no, we're not
Kabbalah.
doing it. We're not doing it.
Okay, perfect,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
So
You don't have to.
me neither. Me neither.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
No, mentira. No, 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 no. I will give you my prediction due to I know Brentford is a difficult team, and but I think the energy. I don't know if you saw the interview to Odegaard. Oh my God, I fell in love with him. He is a great guy, great guy. It was incredible what he has say. So they have the energy in this moment. Arteta also spoke, and I think we will win. But it will be like 1-0 or 2-1. It will be very very difficult, but
Yeah,
we can win in this match. I think the players are focused. I think they need it. I think the atmosphere of the stadium is great, so it will help a lot.
yeah,
So we need the fans pushing all the time.
yeah. That's a good point actually. The 12th man, as they are known. Lynn says maybe Saka and Martinelli are not switching flanks just to mix play up and frustrate the opposition defenders.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I mentioned earlier, and they should have they should have done that against Everton, but they will do when we're in trouble.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Emerson says Brentford tactics will close us down and look for set pieces. Oh, where possible. Example, okay, corners. Barbez, hope you're keeping well, my friend. How can Balogun be a better striker than Nketiah when he hasn't scored a single goal for Arsenal in the
That's
EPL?
right. He's just starting. He's just starting.
Yeah, yeah. Coaches have their choices, and Onana wasn't a favourite for Arteta. Lest we forget, Arteta has admired Jorginho. I know, for a long time. So he became his target man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. You know, if he's such a good player, why did Chelsea let him go? They shouldn't let go of their best players. Anyhow, I'm saying nothing more than that. Do you know what? We have come to an end on the latest Easy Talk here. Friday night. I know it's a Friday afternoon for you, my friend Aldric, and it's also Friday afternoon for you as well in Mexico. Is that right? Jonathan?
Yes,
Yes. I thought
yes, this is.
I thought so. I thought so. Ange, First Lady of Canal 4 TV. Listen, you're always welcome to come on the Easy Talk. Always welcome.
you.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, it's rather nice to pond over men's football.
Yeah,
To be honest, I'm getting more passionate about the women's now. And actually, do you know what, guys? Our lads are going to be fine. But I don't know. Do you support our Arsenal women?
guys. Aldrich?
Yes, we do.
Yes, yes.
One good thing that Arsenal has been doing also, it's on their social media that they are involving more the women's team,
Just
and that's something that I've been liking a lot. If you see the things that they're doing also on the Emirates is involving the women's team, so it's good. It's good to have like now that we have more news about them. We are more aware of the team because of that. Now we have more resources and information from the club itself to support the women team.
Yeah.
and also in the Arsenal fans online from Latam chat, we have three person who constantly give us news. They are very fans of the team, so we have been involving in the Arsenal women team.
Okay. Okay. Do they speak English, Jonathan?
I
No.
don't think so. One is
Oh,
from Paraguay, the other one from Colombia, and the other one from Costa Rica.
okay.
Arauz, Daniel. You,
Daniel has
yes,
come,
you know him.
yeah, before here.
He's in UK in this moment, doing
Right.
a
Okay.
mastering.
Okay.
Doing a
Maybe
mastering.
we can get on to the Thursday show with Ange to talk about
Yes,
Arsenal women's. But anyway,
yes.
we can talk about that. So yeah, those who are watching now, I can see there's 14 watching live now. Ange has her own segment, Thursday Night Football, where Ange talks about Arsenal women's football related content.
Bayern
Yeah,
Munich,
yeah.
Champions League.
There you go. There
We
you
need to
go. There
win.
you go.
We need to
Brilliant.
win.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Aldrich, thank you for enjoying us over here. I know that the time difference in Costa Rica.
No, it's a pleasure. As I always mention, this is home, and it's good back. It's good to be back home. I hope that we can keep supporting the team. We have to keep supporting, even if they have if they have a bad game. You don't have to wish nothing bad to any single player, to the coach, to anyone, because right now we're in a good run, and we have to support the team even though we have a losing streak. It doesn't matter, we just have to keep together with the good momentum and supporting the team.
Yeah, well said, Aldrich. Well said. And last but not least, Jonathan. Jonathan, yeah, Colombia, Arsenal, Colombia. They've got the motif, the logo on the Emirates. Jonathan.
That's the
This
logo there, yeah.
this one. I was telling to Alex the history, but when we started to receive the communication from the club, they wanted to have the flag, and that is great with an Arsenal Colombia, just the flag of Arsenal of Colombia. Sorry, but we wanted the logo because we create this logo with all our people who has been following the Arsenal Colombian Supporters Club from the last 10 years. It was a contest, and we wanted this logo because he's represented, and now finally we have it in the Emirates Stadium, and for
Congrats.
sure it's a happiness for us because we have been
Yeah,
since
It's
2010.
history.
yeah,
It's
Yes,
history.
yes. Now we have this. Now we have and two. I don't know what is the name. Do you remember, Alex? I have one in the stadium. I don't know
Oh
what is the
yes,
name of that.
um,
Plates,
Banner.
a plaque,
banner plates.
plaque, plaque with all the names.
And
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we have two. One that you know, and another one from Bogota that we put many years ago there
Wow.
in the stadium.
That's
So
great. That's great.
Tell me the
congratulations.
location.
Congratulations.
Tell me the
Uh,
location. I'll do a short video for you, like I did the last time.
we lost the location. We know where it
Oh,
is we go, but we don't know the numbers of the next time that I go. I hope to
Yeah.
to go this year, and
Brilliant.
I will show
Fantastic.
you.
Fantastic. So that is it, viewers. Yeah, and the day we're going to be talking about actually tomorrow some business about the Premier League back in action. Can Arsenal bounce back? Can they
Yeah.
bounce back?
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
to.
all the energy, all the energy. No
Yeah,
more, no more the Arsenal of the last year that we have been like worried. No, no, no. The good energy. We can.
Well,
Humility, humility. Of course, we have to be humility. No, no, it's humility. Is I don't remember the word humildad in English.
Yeah, they have to
Adri.
be humble. They
Humble,
humble,
have to be
humble. We
humble.
have
humble,
to be
humble.
humble. We have
Uh-huh.
to be humble, but we need to believe in ourselves. The team is playing very well, so all the energy,
Fantastic.
all the energy.
Fantastic. So that's it. Another segment of East Talk, literally gone into the distance, never to be seen again. Next week, Friday, there will not be an Easy Talk at 7, but next week, Thursday, there will be Thursday Night Football with Ange, the first lady of California TV. Anyhow.
See you on the enquiries.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.